Today we're going to be looking at Mehdi Hassan, who is famous for his support of Palestine, and today we're going to be looking at his debate on Jubillee. By the way, love those. I don't know why they're getting so much hate, but he basically lost the debate against this one guy in particular named Connor, who decided to go up and stand up against this guy. Basically, he was incredibly bad faith, and he lost the debate. I don't know why people think he did so well, so we're just going to be examining it and seeing if he had any good points. Spoiler, he doesn't.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
Took a little bit of a doubt there.
Oh, well, I use a pseudonym online,
fair enough,
but
Connor,
fair enough.
How would Connor's America look? What would it look like?
Well, quite frankly, I think we would deport people who shouldn't be here.
I didn't ask about deporting. What does the government look like?
What does the government look like?
Yeah.
I would say, quite frankly, it's under a sort of benevolent leader, such as
Where does he
Franco.
come from?
It could be a kind of aristocratic class, could be someone
who picks the autocrat?
Frankly, the people. I mean, we could hold a vote on it. Kings were
isn't that democracy?
Well, sure. You can have a vote to get to that state.
And then no more votes afterwards?
Absolutely.
Wow.
100%.
Wow. And if that autocrat kills you and your family, you're fine with that?
Bad faith, plus straw man, plus interrupting. He said that the people can vote in the leader. That doesn't mean the people necessarily agree with what the leader does morally. Like, for example, if this dude voted for Kamala Harris, that doesn't mean he's going to agree with all the Palestinian stuff she has proposed simply because he's like a Muslim. That doesn't mean he agrees with what she does morally, obviously. So this is just like a bad faith interruption and bad faith straw man of his position. What a terrible take from him.
Well, I'm not going to be a part of the group that he kills, because that's the whole thing.
How do you know? Autocrats tend to kill everyone, even their own supporters.
Carl Schmitt makes this point very well in his work. It's the friend-enemy distinction, right?
Carl Schmitt, the Nazi theoretician.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't care.
Are you a fan of the Nazis?
I frankly don't care being called a Nazi at all.
I didn't say that. I didn't actually say that. I said, are you a fan of the Nazis?
Well, they persecuted the church a little bit. I'm not a fan of that. But
what about the persecution of the Jews?
Well, I mean, I certainly don't support anyone's human dignity being assaulted. I'm a Catholic.
But you don't condemn Nazi persecution of the Jews.
He just said he condemned the persecution of the Jews. He's obviously Catholic, which means he's going to be against people's human dignity getting taken away. And obviously putting people into ovens takes it away, so obviously he condemns it. What is this?
I think that there was a little bit of persecution and stuff like that, which is bad.
We may have to rename this show because you're a little bit more than a far-right Republican.
Hey, what can I say?
I think you could say, I'm a fascist.
Yeah, I am. Absolutely.
I'm just checking who's clapping just to get my set of where everyone is on this. Because you know that millions of people are going to be watching you on YouTube and checking out who the fascists and the Nazis are.
I'm not ashamed of that whatsoever.
No, clearly you're not.
During the pre-war period, prior to World War II, it was only those parties that properly enacted the people's will. That's why they won. The conservatives were fat cats. They were aristocrats. They didn't care.
Are you in favor of killing people who aren't like you?
Quite frankly, I'm not.
You mentioned Franco earlier. Franco killed a lot of innocent people.
Oh, well, he killed communists. He killed people who raped nuns and killed priests.
What about children who he killed and women who he killed?
What are you talking about? He never killed any women or children. He was Catholic,
He only killed combatants. Is that what you're claiming?
Yeah, he only killed combatants.
Never killed any innocent people.
The White Terror was only punishing those people who did acts of terrorism. And again, are you supporting like raping innocent women? Nuns, dude. Killing priests? I mean, priests don't brandish guns and kill people.
You just refuse to condemn the Nazi Holocaust, my friend. I don't think you're in a position to ask anyone any questions.
Red herring and ad hom and strawman and bad faith and terrible acting. He said he does condemn the Nazis. He said it explicitly after the first response because you were too autistic to infer it in the first place. This is irrelevant to the argument he just gave because obviously what he's arguing for is not going to necessitate whether or not he's a fascist or not. He can argue for moral positions all he wants, even if it means he's a fascist. Even if he's a Nazi, he could still say someone like this is wrong. So this is just like a terrible jab at him. Once again, you should be actually responding to the argument. You shouldn't be ad-homing, buddy. So how about you go back to like debate 101 and maybe learn that first?
I quite frankly don't care what you think about me. If I'm a Nazi and being a Nazi
is mutual,
if being a Nazi means upholding human dignity, because I even believe in your dignity. I don't in a state that I was running, I wouldn't want to hurt you or anything like that. But quite frankly,
I don't debate fascists.
Appeal to emotion. Once again, he's just looking around the room, looking for some sort of response that he can formulate based on looking at these people's faces. Sorry, buddy, it's not going to find it there. You're supposed to give a counter argument rather than saying, oh, you're a fascist? Well, I don't debate fascists. That's a W concession. That's a runaway.
Okay. So do you concede then? I mean, why?
Do I concede you're a fascist who won't condemn the Nazis?
Yeah.
Yes, I concede that.
Okay, great. So I mean, what are we doing here? Because I mean, you just seem offended.
What you're doing here,
you just seem offended, to be quite frankly. Like
I'm offended by people who can't condemn the Nazis. Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, I condemn the evils that they did, but I don't really
Against
care
the
about
Jews?
being. Yeah, sure. I don't care though about being called a Nazi is the whole thing.
I never called you a
I
Nazi.
care
You
about
called
doing
yourself
the right
a Nazi,
thing.
a fascist, and a General Franco
Well,
supporter.
yeah, I am a General Franco supporter. He was awesome. He was so super cool, quite frankly. Because the whole
And you
thing,
don't believe in democracy.
I don't believe in
What
democracy.
are you doing here at a televised debate?
Because,
This is democracy. I want to debate and disagree.
Because it is the means to support an end. The reason we have free speech now is because we want to be openly talking about our opinions so we can get the state that we want. But it doesn't mean upholding free speech after we win. Again, I mentioned
the only good thing about this fascist moment we're in is that you guys are so open about it.
The whole reason I mentioned
the quiet part loud.
the
Keep saying
whole
it.
reason I mentioned Carl Schmitt earlier, and you kind of blew past him, is the friend-enemy distinction.
Past him because of the Nazi
Even
point.
liberals, when they take power, they want to enact policies and they want to enact protections for their people and their ideas, and they're willing to punish their enemy. And so I'm the same way. I'm like, hey, if you're going to punish me, I'm going to get in power, and I'm going to frankly punish you when you try to leverage power against me. Just that simple.
I'm not sure what you want to say.
Hey, it is what it is.
Joey concession, if you're a leftist, then get ready, boy. You need to debate Nazis all the time. This shouldn't be like a terrible thing that you have to go through. Like, if you think most MAGA Republicans are going to be Nazis or far-right fascists, then you should be able to debate their ideas, right? So stop doing this, please. Well, anyways, that was Mehdi Hasan. I'm not too familiar with this stuff, actually, but he lost the debate and was super bad faith. This little rascal Muslim fake leftist failed to win the debate, and he just ad-hommed and interrupted the entire time. Quite frankly, really embarrassing. Don't know why people look at this low IQ scum